Hello there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a family game night video of an advanced Dungeons and Dragons story of a game that happened years ago. I was running an advanced Dungeons and Dragons game, a campaign with a group, and they had been working really hard to create a kingdom. This is the same group that later on sunk the continent. Go back and check that video out. This is before that happened, long before. They were trying to create their little kingdom, and they had the southern coastline there. Their kingdom ended up being up in the mountains, but at the time, they had bartered for this section of land, and it included this huge swamp there on the southern coast. And they didn't realize it, but they had gained the enmity of several other kingdoms, and some of their farmers and ranchers down in that area, just outside the swamp, started getting weird smells and hearing weird things, and they kept complaining. And finally, the group decided, well, we should probably go investigate that. We're supposed to be, supposed to be a kingdom. We're supposed to run the thing, so we should go investigate what these people are complaining about. So they mounted up and headed down. When they got there, they noticed a weird smell. Lots of smelled like dead bodies, carcasses, that kind of thing, emanating from these swamps. And so they went in to investigate, and they found bones everywhere of dead humans and humanoids, elves and dwarves and things like that. And they couldn't figure out what was going on, because there was no armor, there was no weapons, there was no horses, there was nothing else, but lots of bones. After they did some investigating, they figured out that the swamps were infested with lizard men. And if you'll notice in the monster manual, lizard men are neutral. They're intelligent, but they're neutral. They're not real advanced, but they crave human flesh. So whenever groups of people would come into this swamp trying to sneak on, to attack the kingdom, the lizard men, thinking they were being invaded, would kill them and eat them. Turns out 4 kingdoms had sent armed groups. Army would be a strong word. Brigades in there to try to figure out a way to get in there, and they never returned. So the group decided, well, this could work to our advantage. So they went in and they found a way to negotiate with the king of the lizard men, and they were able to negotiate a treaty. So along that southern coast, it was a huge swamp. The lizard men got to keep that. All they had to do was prevent people from going through it. And in return, they would send captured enemy soldiers and condemned criminals into the swamp for the lizard men. And it was a beneficial treaty for them, because now they didn't have to guard that entire border. You see what I'm saying? And of course, the lizard men promised to stay in the swamp. That was part of the thing. So the farmers and ranchers along there were spared raids and things like that. And of course, the ranchers could send cattle and what all in there if they needed to. But the point being, it was an interesting negotiation. It was an interesting way for them to make a treaty with these lizard men and protect their southern border. Kind of a natural barrier. War, like politics, makes for some pretty strange bedfellows. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.